Hey guys, what's up? This is Jake, and I am your Tuesday host for Starting Out Solitary. Today we are going to be talking about failed attempts at magic. Now, before we get into that, as you can see, I'm back in my altar room. Yay! My very Catholic mother-in-law finally left, which I enjoyed her time, but it's very hard to practice anything non-Abrahamic with somebody, kind of religious in the house. So, I'm back in. Yes. Now, my first real failure at magic, there's been a couple of them. And in my opinion, anybody who tells you, oh no, I've never had a failed spell, I've never had anything go wrong, everything's worked perfectly at every single point in my life, and I am, Harry Potter in, real life, that's usually when you should stop and really look at them and go, okay, how much of this do I need to take with a grain of salt? And if what you're saying is true, how much is it to learn from you? So, kind of up in the air with that. Now, like I said, failed attempt at magic, rather, was a healing spell for my daughter. Nothing major. She had a little bit of a cold, and my intent was to get her little nasal passages cleared so she could sleep through the night. And the first night, it went, awesome. It was actually a really amazing experience. But I learned a very, very valuable lesson about, specifying how much time you need for the spell to fully work, or how long you need it to work, I should say. Because the next morning she went right back to being congested. So the second night, I went from, the phrase tonight in the spell to for 7 days. And for 7 days, her nose cleared up. I didn't know what to say. My wife didn't know what to say. We were both, just kind of right on, this is awesome. But that 7th day mark, it came back. So, the first time I was like, all right, I can really do this. This stuff actually works. Holy shit. Well, about 2 months later, tried doing it again, and, I think as most newbies do, I got a little bit cocky and was like, oh, well, I'm just going to walk in here and, set up the sacred space and, become the great white wizard that I am. And jack shit happened. Literally. Did the spell, did everything, and nothing. Well, okay then. So I waited a couple weeks, tried something new, and nothing. So, I think my lesson there was, don't ever try to get cocky with anything that you're doing, in the magical practice sense. So, always stay humble, always really try to be focused on what you're doing, and remember that as long as it's in perfect love and perfect trust, everything should go off without a hitch. Now, that's not saying, if you say, well, I'm just going to do this for $1 million in perfect love and perfect trust, I highly doubt that you're going to see it, a lot of numbers start hitting your bank account. But I think that spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, will give you what you need if the intent's there. I think intent is the really biggest part of any type of spellcraft. Now, that's not saying that everybody works that way. It may just be me, but like I said at the beginning, if somebody came to me and said, I've never had a failed attempt at magic, and excuse me guys, I'm getting over a cold, I apologize. I've never ever had a failed attempt at magic or anything like that. Look at him and go, okay, let's really get down to brass tacks about what's going on here. So, that's really all I have to say on the subject. I look at magic like a science, and I know that's going to piss some people off with the way I just said that, but I do. Everything's trial and error. So, so I look at it. Now, that's all I got to say on the subject. So, one thing I do want to add, and I kind of want to throw this in here, is I have started on this series of books. This is The Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft by Christopher Penzak. It is the 3rd book in his series, And I want everybody else's opinion on this. These are supposed to be, each book is supposed to be a year and a day, but I really just kind of, not blown through them, but I've done the exercises, the meditations, the journaling, and I'm really a little bit confused on why it takes a year and a day per each set. So give me some feedback. I think they're wonderful books. Personally, the first two, The Inner Temple of Witchcraft and The Outer Temple of Witchcraft, were absolutely fantastic and really helped me along. This one I've kind of been waiting about a month on, maybe two, kind of seeing if this is something I really want to keep doing, because getting into shamanism, and the title of the book is The Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft, Shadows, Spirits, and the Healing Journey. Anything where it says shadows and spirits right next to each other, I get a little bit hesitant on. Just from my upbringing, usually those things come with a negative connotation. I'm starting to break out of that mold, but it takes a little bit of time. So go ahead and give me your feedback in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us here at Starting Out Solitary. And go ahead and check out our Facebook page too. And once again, we always love hearing from you guys. So with all that being said, once again, until we meet again, may Odin be with you.